Hey guys, Leslie here, and I hope everybody's had a great start to autumn and that your kids have gotten back to school, your kids and grandkids have gotten back to school fine and safely. And because for me, September has always been a time of new beginnings, but with the new school year, it always presented an opportunity to reinvent myself when I was a kid. You know, this year I'm going to be the sporty kid, or I'm going to be the one that does great at English or math or whatever. I thought I would talk about new beginnings. And especially as we go into this period of winter where we sort of draw our energy in and we start to get ready for winter. And the way I'm going to illustrate that is by talking to you about the story of the stick. So I'm sure all of you are very familiar with the plant with orchids. And some of you, you may know these orchids here. They're my favorite flower. And the thing about orchids is that they last a long time. So these flowers, and I've got quite a few of them, they will last for a number of weeks. But after those weeks go by, we're going to be left with basically those sticks that go up and no more flowers. Most people at this point will just throw the plant out. But actually, I really like to keep my plants, and this is one of them. And as you can tell, there is a kind of gigantic difference between this one and this one. But fundamentally, at their roots, they are the same. So what's happening with this one, and this is the stick, because you can sort of see, that's where I've now cut that flower bit off, the stalk that had the flower. This is what's left. It's the roots. And it doesn't mean that the plant is dead. It means that it's drawing all of its energy and resources back down to its roots, and it is waiting. It is sleeping. And if it gets the right nutrients and the right environmental circumstances, it is going to bloom again. And that is precisely what happened here. This is not, sorry, it's kind of big. This is not a store-bought plant. This is on its third generation. So I have actually been feeding this plant, and it goes through this process of rest and renewal. And that's what I invite all of you to think about doing as we go into winter. And obviously this year has been really different from all the others. So as we go into winter and we've enjoyed this wonderful summer, think about how you can nourish yourself, this self, so that when spring does come around again, because it will, you can actually look like this. Now, you might say, okay, that's all well and good, Leslie, but, I'm not an orchid. I'm not going to keep blooming like that. And that's why I was really grateful to have a viewer whose handle was Summer Afternoon write to me, and she kindly sent me some photos, because she wrote to me and she said, okay, I have to update. I've been taking 2 teaspoons of Blackstrap Molasses for 3 months, and I can see my gray hairs disappearing. It's amazing. My roots are a dark golden blonde. They're still gray, and at 48, I don't think for a second I'm going to lose all of my gray. But let me tell you, I'm ecstatic to see half of it gone. I started getting grays in my early 20s. I thought it was genetic. To think it could have been a deficiency. Ugh. At least I know now. What an easy solution for such a stubborn problem. I don't like the taste of the Blackstrap Molasses, but I've gotten used to it, and it's not that bad. What a miracle. So there's the message. It's actually posted in the forum under the Blackstrap Molasses video. And what I think is incredible are the photos that she sent to me. So this is a photo that she took in the beginning before she started taking Blackstrap Molasses. And as you can see, there are white patches there, right? And we are all of us who have been in lockdown and then come out. We know, we've seen the raccoon stripes. You know, as we walked out of lockdown, there were plenty of raccoon stripes and long, you know, probably too long hair because none of us had been able to get to a hairdresser's. But she took Blackstrap Molasses for 3 months, just two teaspoons a day. And this is her after photo. Now, what she says here is that she that it started growing in, and you can see where she had dyed it before, and then you can see the new growth here. And as she says, you know, not all of it is going to go away, and there may be other root causes for her gray, but what is incredible is that clearly the things that Blackstrap Molasses provides, which would be iron, some trace amounts of copper, zinc, selenium, depending on the type of Blackstrap Molasses, a little magnesium, that was part of the underlying color problem. And just like with my orchid, all that needed to be done was she needed a little bit of, you know, we've got plant food here, and all she needed here was a little bit of nutrition from the molasses, which is fantastic. So she sent me another picture here with her hair wet so that you can see again. And I do think when she says it's a miracle, yes, it is. It is a miracle. You are a miracle. And don't let anyone tell you, oh, just accept it. Why do you need to accept it? Why not experiment? And one of the things that she says is that she says that in addition to the fact that she got some of the color back, where she didn't get the color back, she says that she would have previously this stubborn gray. But now it seems that something about the texture of her hair has changed, even in those places that did not get color back. She says that she used henna, and she says the henna does not adhere as well to gray hair. Hence those commercials for dye saying that they cover quote unquote stubborn gray. So it seemed like the color would just drop out of my hair every 2 weeks. And that was irritating because you have to keep coloring. And I'd have these super white roots showing. Now I'm seeing dark blonde coming through, and the color is holding better to my roots. The dark blonde is in patches though. I still have other parts of my head that have white roots. But I've taken photos and there is no denying the change. I can't believe it. So, and she says, I feel like this needs more attention. I do like that. Yes, it does, because Blackstrap Molasses is dead cheap. It cost almost nothing, right? I mean, maybe $3. It's worth a try, right? And her advice, if you would like to try this, if you are up for a little bit of reinvention, and bearing in mind that molasses is a great little ingredient as we go into Thanksgiving, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all time for baking, you know, cookies for the kids or for the relatives. You could take sweet potatoes and a little molasses, right? Why not experiment with cheap, healthy, organic Blackstrap Molasses and see if this works for you too? And what she suggests is, she says, we had quite a long conversation back and forth, which is all on the forum. She says, I really wish I'd gotten more before pictures. That would be my advice to anyone starting out. Take lots of pictures of different parts of your scalp. So anyway, as we go into September, and I hope a really nice Indian summer for all of you, and winter, really think about drawing those resources back into your roots, right? But also think about reinventing yourself. And who knows, if you find those deficiencies, you may well just be rewarded like Summer Afternoon was with her before and her after. How ecstatic would you be if you didn't have to color your hair every 2 weeks? All right, that's my message for this video, and I hope that you found it enjoyable. If you like this video, want more anti-aging videos like this, please subscribe below. If you have any questions or comments, equally, leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer each and every one. It's getting hard because you guys are writing a lot to me now. So please bear with me. I will have to answer the ones that get asked the most, but I do see all of your questions. So thanks again for watching. Take care.